Do you watch cricket? If you are one such fan of cricket like me, then you know how it feels when somebody is batting at 99. Now, if it is an Indian batsman, we all pray all the God to help the batsman to reach to 100. On the other hand, if it is an opposite batsman, we all pray him to get out at 99. If you ask me personally, I want every batsman to reach 100 if they are reached up to 99 because they deserve it. He may be Indian batsman or the opposite batsman. Now, that's not the topic we are going to discuss here. Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari, and in the series of Evidence Act, we were discussing chapter 6, which is all about the exclusion of oral by documentary evidence. We have already discussed section 91 and 92, which excludes the oral evidence and gives the exception, and then we have discussed section 93 to 98 about the patent and latent ambiguity. And then now we are getting into section 99, which is all about who may give evidence of agreement varying term of document. This is just one slide presentation and I am straight away taking you there. Section 99 discusses about who may give evidence of agreement varying term of document. Here you need to make one very important observation. There is one agreement available and there is a document available. In the document, there is a term very clearly defined, but the agreement is varying to the term which is mentioned in the document. In such case, who can come and give evidence? That is the discussion we are going to do under section 99. The section says, persons who are not parties to a document or their representatives in interest may give evidence. So who can give evidence? Not the parties or the representatives. Anyone else can give evidence of any facts tending to show a contemporaneous agreement varying the terms of document. So what happens here? There is a document where the terms are very clearly mentioned. On the other hand, there is an agreement between the parties. Now the term of documents are in written form, whereas the other agreement which has happened between the parties is not in written form. In that case, the terms of agreement can be proved with the evidence given by any other party other than the parties of the case or representatives of such parties which are fighting the case. The other person, the third person, come and give evidence. Who is this third person? Can it be anyone or everyone? No, that is very clearly defined under the illustration. If I have to quickly read out the illustration which is given in the act, there are two persons, A and B. Make a contract in writing that B shall sell a certain cotton to be paid for on delivery. At the same time, they make an oral agreement that 3 months credit shall be given to A. Now B is delivering cotton, and in the contract they have very clearly mentioned that A has to make the payment on delivery. But then they come to an oral agreement that there is opportunity for 3 months credit. So A has to pay within 3 months. Now what happens? One in written form says the payment is on delivery, whereas the oral agreement says the payment can be made within 3 months of delivery. Now there is a credit period of 3 months. Here in this case, the oral agreement that is happened between A and B cannot be proved by A and B, which is very clearly mentioned under section 91 and 92, where the oral evidence is excluded. Now A may be fighting the case saying that actually we had an oral agreement that I will have 3 months credit period, though we have mentioned in the document as a term of contract that I shall pay on delivery, but we had an oral agreement that I have 3 months credit period, and B now cannot ask the payment immediately. Now that may be the argument from A, but A cannot give any oral evidence against the term of contract which is very clearly prohibited under section 91 and 92. Both A and B cannot give any oral evidence against the term which is very clearly mentioned in a written document. That is very clear. That is knocked off. But if a third person comes into the case, which is what given in the last line, which says this could not be shown as between A and B, but it might be shown by C if it affected his interest. That is need to be read very clearly. So that illustration basically clarifies all our doubt that not anyone and everyone can come to court and give evidence on the oral agreement aspect which is happened between two parties. The party which is coming and giving evidence, who is the third person, should have some kind of connection in the case. He should be an affected person. His interest should be affected with that oral agreement. Only in that case the third party can come and give oral evidence. I repeat, under section 91 and 92, oral evidence is prohibited very clearly or excluded very clearly between the parties. But here comes the third person who speaks about an oral agreement which is varying to the term of the document which is available. In that case, the evidence of such person can be taken if it is affecting his interest. That's all about section 99.
Safety is most important. While you are crossing the road in the night, you need to be very careful because speed vehicles can't see you.
Ishan, what's happening there?
Nothing, Papa. With that, I'm concluding this session. Please subscribe our channel. Please like, share and comment our videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.